learning sponsorships. Year of Learning Galen Captain. Their parents, Mushka Shrinz Bad Yosef Chaim Bechava, Kanan ben Moshe Eliezer Bechana. Pesha Bat Shmuel Yitzchak Halevi Vitzipora, Isha ben Yoel Moshe Cohen Bechana. Rexford Friends of Gladys Sherman, Gutta Bat Meir. Michael Klein and Friends of Judah Klein, Yehuda Tzvi ben Chaim. Marsha Braun in memory of her husband, Rav Yerachmiel ben Shmuel. Friends and family of Arthur Ritholtz, Mordechai Yudel ben Baruch Leib HaKohen. Friends and family of Siggy Bessler, Shalom Shraga ben Dov. Friends of Marvin Weinstein, Mordechai Ozer ben Yisrael Aharon. Sarah Alpert in memory of her husband, Rav Tzvi Lipa ben Hillel. Rexford Friends of Maddie Friedman, Mendel Miriam Bat Kalman Ruvain. Bella and David Adler in memory of her father, Eliyahu ben Yosef Kohen. Friends of Honey Chaifetz, Chana Shoshana Bat Yosef. A month of learning by Susan and Ruvain Podolsky in memory of her father, Simcha Buna ben Yeshua. Susan and Ruvain Podolsky in memory of her mother, Chaya Bat Abraham Dov. Michael and Judith Koretsky in memory of his mother, Rachel Bat Abraham. Jack Gilman in memory of his brother, Zev Yosef ben Yitzchak. Karen and Melvin Haller, in memory of her father, Yosef Eliezer ben Tzvi Hirsch. Barbara Stern, in memory of her brother, Israel Abraham ben David Motka. Sonia and Bernie Krutz, in memory of their dear friend, Honey Chaifetz. She touched so many lives in the best way. Week of Learning by Andrew and Stephanie Becker, in memory of his mother, Chaya Leah Bat Yehoshua, and in honor of his friend, Rabbi Mordechai Eskovitz, who said Kaddish for him. Today is the 27th. There are no individual days of learning for today. Shemas have an aliyah, crank or fear, vel yeshua shemat leah, for b'nei Israel, a good to bench job. Okay, so today, first of all, where are we? Very bottom, right? The very bottom of the page, yeah. Yeah, remember, there's a sentence that they used to use for a person that was testing or buying a new typewriter. So there was a certain sentence. If you type that sentence, you would test all of the keys. Yeah. So yes, exactly. So Chazal does it all over the place. We have cases where Chazal saying, how many things can you transgress with one act like this or one thing like that? No, Chazal finds the interface and forces out all the issues. Today, we continue to, on the one hand, in clarifying the laws of the laws of a person working in the field or the laws of an animal working in the field. They both have rights, and they're compared for that reason. They both have rights. We're also busy working out, at least, if not the Raisa and the Rabbanan, at what point things are chayav on misos. And the interface really is fruitful because it, pardon the pun, because it forces out the issues. So yesterday we separately had to figure out. We know that we knew that an ox has to be allowed to eat when it's dealing with produce that is already disconnected from the ground. But we had to prove that an ox could eat from produce that was connected to the ground when it's living. We knew explicitly that a human worker is allowed to eat from the produce that's connected to the ground when it reaches its end when you harvest it. But we had to prove that a human being has to be allowed to eat when he's working the produce after it's been harvested until the time of its end of its process. So we did it independently. But now the Gemara is going to find a way to say, what? Have a way to. There's no problem. It was all understood. We didn't need to find a special way to prove these points. Ravina says, the idea that a human worker, can eat even when he's working the produce from the time that it's picked to the time that it's completed processing. And I didn't, and also to prove that the ox working in the field is allowed to eat even when it's working food that hasn't been detached from the ground. Okay, neither of them needs a pasuk to prove the point. How do I know? To see, because it's written, the pasuk by an ox says what? You're not allowed to muzzle an ox when it is fresh. Immediately, now 1 second. We know from Shabbos, the chasima. We know what we would know already, since it says what you can't muzzle the ox
when it's threshing. So we know that all animals are forbidden to muzzle. Why? Yalpin shor shor Shabbos. And the pasuk of Shabbos uses shor and tells me all animals. So I know anytime it says shor, I know that includes all animals. But the halacha is what since it said what that you can't muzzle an ox when it's threshing. So I know you can't muzzle any animal. If that's true, ironically, since from the fact that it said ox, I know that any animal is a prohibition. It shouldn't have to say any animal. It should just say don't thresh with a muzzled animal, and I'll know that all animals are included. Why? Because you say don't thresh, you didn't specify, so it's everything. Had you told me ox, I would have proved it, and I would have compared it. But who needs it? So therefore, what? So since if the purpose of if the best you could say, what's the purpose of ox is to tell me all animals from Shabbos, I would just say don't thresh with a muzzled animal. I'll know, but all animals are forbidden. Sure, because we're on a so why did the Torah have to go out of its way to write ox? It's anything. Why make ox that I have to now figure out ox is everybody? Don't say ox, and I know everybody. The answer is what? Okay, lakushi posting in that sense. Brother, what you have to say by putting an ox into a position. Remember that you may not thresh. You may not muzzle the ox while you're when it's threshing. So it has to what? By opposition, has to make a comparison. Kushi koso in the next one. It must be what? This extra word is coming to tell me to compare the one who is doing the muzzling to the one that is muzzled. The nefsam the sota is from the sota and the chosim, and to compare the one that's being muzzled to the one that muzzled. So the same thing. So now, without all kinds of extra work, I could say ma chosim and we also understand, yeah, we also understood that what? That the laws of so to speak, of the man, of the human worker and the animal worker in the field are comparable because it's all laws of what? You can't have something working in the field and to hold it and not to give it to eat. So therefore I compare now. I make by opposition, I make a comparison. Just like a human worker, okay, who's the one who muzzles the ox. If he's working in the field, he's allowed to eat from produce that's connected. We said that's the classic when you harvest it. That's some of also what? Also the ox, which is muzzled, is also allowed to eat. Even though the its pasuk said what about dishu, which is disconnected about threshing, it's also allowed to eat when it's working on connected produce. But that's the method of it. Just like what the ox that's muzzled is allowed to eat when it's disconnected. A person also when he muzzles, the human worker, also the post is also allowed to eat when it's disconnected. Tanarabana we learned. Now we can have a bunch of very interesting, really wonderful. Tanarabana, we look at the Daish, he told me once that you cannot muzzle an ox when it's threshing. Ma Daish, what I learned from threshing. Ma Daish, should do with karka. What is threshing? It's something what? It has to do with produce that goes in the ground. Things that what all the way from the harvesting until the end of the processing. With polo bow and the workers allowed to eat it. Pole should do it karka, so therefore everything that grows in the ground. Polo any kind of place where he's working produce that grows in the ground, the worker's allowed to eat. What is the exclusion of what? That's a follow in the comics. So that would exclude if a guy's working on milking animal or taking out the butter, skimming the butter, whatever it is from the milk of a magabin, a person who's hardening up the milk of the cheese, changing to the carcass. Since there he's doing work on things that don't grow from the ground. In Polokobos, if you're not allowed to eat, so therefore I learned from the Daesh, I learned what? Because I'm comparing the laws of muzzling to the laws of the human eating in the field. So therefore what? So just like this, so therefore what? I learned from there that the laws of the human eating in the field, eating when he's working in the field is only what? Only things that grow from the ground, but not when he's doing other things, like milk. I love it. I said, what do you need that for? Why do I need to learn it by comparison to threshing? I learned clearly, like we learned yesterday or the day before. And the fact that it said when you come into the vineyard itself already taught me what? That things that grow from the ground. The rest says no. It's the softer basic. I mean, because I thought, remember we learned, Satek, when I went to sleep, comma, Rabbis, since we learned what, comma, that it's standing. Something that stands, what we call standing grain, it means it stands above the ground. So I might think, comma, Larabos, Nami, probably love to do it, not me, we love to do it, talking in it. I think things that stand above the ground, even if they are not, we usually read comma standing produce. But really, what comma just means it stands above the ground. So maybe it's coming to include even things that don't grow from the ground. For example, animals, they also stand above the ground. Okay, and therefore what? So therefore, right, exactly. So therefore, you don't be obligated to come after one. Therefore, I need a doctor to learn from the case of Daesh, in the case of threshing, that it's only things that have to be away from the ground.
Rabbi Green,
Yes.
is it, must the ox be allowed to eat what he's threshing, or he can eat while he's threshing?
Or something else. I think it's what he's threshing. It's probably it's eating from from the work that he's doing to the best one. Yeah. Yeah.
But you can muzzle an ox with foods.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yes, I don't think that that's the case. I think it is, but no. But you know what? It's a good shiloh. I don't know the answer. If you're asking me if I put the horse, let's say, to
Like
pull
to have a horse that
yeah, and I put
he
the
eats
feed
while
bag, yeah.
he's walking.
You know what? I don't know the answer. If I would put a feed bag for an animal, muzzling it, allowing it to eat the produce, so it's let's say threshing, I don't know the answer.
But the problem with that is that eventually it will run out of food.
Okay, but it's a good question. It's a very good question. I don't know the answer. I don't know. I'll try and look. That's a good question. I don't know the answer. And it makes sense. There may be reasons why, let's say, our boss would want to do that. I don't want him to be preoccupied. I don't want him to see me other way. So there be a reason. Very. I don't know. But I'll try and take a look. It's a very good point. Let's try and take a look. I love it. Okay, that's why. Okay, so that's right. So Tanya Dip, there's another right. So Daesh, again, learning from the same fact that and comparing humans to animals, and where we said what threshing by the animal. Ma Daesh just like Daesh, so when it comes to threshing, when is the humans allowed to eat it all the way from the time of the processing, all the way to the time of what? Of when the processing is finished. Everything that's between the time of the harvesting and the processing. Workers letting Yasa to his food. The person, let's say, was taking out the bad garlics or the bad onions from the row, so everything grows better. Since that's not from the time between the harvesting and the completion of the processing, the person wouldn't be allowed to eat from the onions and from the garlic. I said, what do I have to learn it from Daesh? I knew that already. We learned it. We said what? You can't. When you're allowed to eat, you're not allowed to put it into your container. Why? Okay, because by definition, has to be a time when you're putting it into the container of the boss. When you're thinning out the onions or you're thinning out the garlics, yeah, you're not putting them away. You're not putting them into the basket for the boss. You're getting rid of them. So therefore, you can't. I already know you can't eat them. So I'd have to learn from the case of the ox threshing. I know it from the language of the worker working. Okay, the answer is okay. So the answer is no. I wouldn't have known it from there alone. Why? Because from Daesh you have to learn what? Let's say it's like this. Let's say what you're doing is you are going to eat them. You're not throwing them away. You're going to take out the small ones, okay, to let the big ones go. So you're going to eat the small ones. So you are putting them into the basket. You are putting them into the container for the boss. So even though you're putting it so from our process by worker, you're putting it into the container, you think you're allowed to eat. Therefore, from Daesh, even though you are putting it into the container, since it's before the harvest, you're not allowed to eat from it. Tanya either. Okay, we learn further. Daesh, again, we learn from the case of the threshing by the eye. Just like threshing, it's something where what hasn't reached its processing. It's not high in the mice yet. You're allowed to okay, also, of course, so anything which hasn't reached the obligation of nicer, follow the worker's language. You also have both of it, mine will go good. So therefore, what? Let's say the workers, they used to stick together. They used to put their dates into cakes, and they used to put their figs into cakes. They used to press them together. So let's say a person has to take the rake there, whatever it is, and pull them apart. Holding left to the mice, since that's already after the end of the process. Even though he's working with the dates and the cakes, and Paul Lochel is not allowed to eat them because it's already after the time of mice. I must 1 second. Okay, nice point, but let me ask you a question. Didn't we learn the opposite of different Bryce a lot of times? You did me like Boulder told me it was real good. When the person is raking apart, splitting apart the dried, the pressed dates and the pressed figs, Paul Lochel, the worker is allowed to eat. You just told me not. I'm like, Puppy says no way. It's from two different days. We know what they're allowed to eat. Okay, it's not talking about things that are after the time of myself. It's what? What's so funny is for the ones that you put into the baskets made out of compounds. What used to be the ones that didn't ripen, they put them into baskets of compounds, and those dates would come to ripen, and you had to separate them. So they really were before the time of Moses. Their work wasn't done yet. They hadn't ripened. So when do we say you can eat? When you're raking apart dates that have not yet ripened, then you're trying to ripen them. Those ones you're allowed to eat because it's before the time of Moses. When you're raking apart the dates, you're pressed into cakes. That's after the time of Moses. They're already, and therefore now that time to eat. If we learn another brayso. Dayish ma dayish miyuchad. Again by the threshing of the ox. What's unique about threshing? It's something where what? The work of challah hasn't been processed because of challah. Challah is different. And challah, when are you chayav challah? It's long after you're chayav for ma'aser. Why ma'aser? You already chayav what when you smooth the grain plant. After that, you're gonna thresh it and you're gonna winnow it and you're gonna check it, separate it, and you're gonna grind it and all those things, and you're still not chayav challah until you finally put the water just before you need the dough. When you finally put the water in and mix it up enough that it's one unit. When the water and the flour is one unit before the kneading, that's already when you're chayav challah. So that's long after. Okay, you said we didn't finish the challah. Right? Yotza, which will come to school once. What are things where it's after the time of challah? For example, lash, kneading, which is after the time of challah. Makate, shaping it up, baking it, shenigro, lashon, challah. So even before those actions, you'd already completed the work of challah. So the worker can't eat. So the person needs the dough. Yeah, right. The worker can't take. Yeah, the worker can't take. Right, the worker. Yeah. The worker can't take. Okay, they don't look. Okay, I'll love you in a second, but make up your mind. You told me that it's right that the second that the work for Meiser is done, you're ready. What the work is done already. Now you told me for a long time afterwards, all the way until it's done for challah. He's allowed to continue eating. That's a clear contradiction. Meiser lo kasha. He says, "What? That's not a contradiction. I can't say." Okay, why the proof like that's the left that's the Meiser. He says, "No way." When we said that you have to, it goes all the way to challah. We're talking the fruit flies. The fruit flies what we take challah, and the fruit flies we don't have meiser. So therefore what? So since there's no meiser, so what? So the worker can continue eating. It's not considered processed until it gets up to the time of challah. This is what's up. But that doesn't make any sense. He says, that's not true. He says, the truth is because I told you what. We take challah with the rabbanon. If the truth is in fruit flies, if we don't take meiser, you also don't take challah. There's no challah in fruit flies from the Torah. And so therefore what's how could you learn from these psukim that you're allowed to go all up to challah? It's just not true. Well, it's okay, don't worry. It's in there, it's Israel. And lo kasha, it's a different point in time. We know that the time when we came to Eretz Israel, the time that we were obligated on challah was prior to the time that we were obligated on meiser. Why is that? The Shevesh Kivshu was Shevesh Shefoto. They had to first conquer Eretz Israel for 7 years and then divide the land up 7 years. Yomar Markov Relay. Shevesh Kivshu was Shevesh Shefoto. The 7 years that the Jews conquered Eretz Israel, the 7 years that they divided the land, the Schaivu B'challah, they were already, from the time they came in, they were already obligated to take challah. And when the Schaivu Meiser, but they weren't obligated to take Meiser because the Meiser was dependent upon Hashem, because of his name, it was dependent on the Mishkan being settled in Shiloh. So all those years till Hashem sent the Mishkan to Shiloh, and we made a place where his name dwelled, and then we were chayav in meiser. But when it came to challah, challah told me the second we came into Eretz Israel, we already were chayav. Okay, so all those years, what the chayav of challah. So we were chayav of challah, but it was chayav of meiser. We were chayav of meiser. The Gemara says, 1 second. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Since when we fooled ourselves? This happens all the time in learning. When you abstract something, then you all of a sudden embrace the abstraction as the course. 1 second, slow down. What was the law that we're talking about? We're talking about the finishing of processing. We happen to use the language of meiser because it's synonymous with the finishing of the processing. But this law of the work of eating has nothing to do with meiser. It has to do with what? With finishing the processing. So what do I care if I'm in a place where we don't take meiser? I still finish the job, for crying out loud. What's going on over here? Medium Meiser Kogorim. What is it? Was Meiser the reason for this law? It's the finishing of the work that does it. And therefore what? So make up your mind. Is it the finishing of the work at level that would equate to Meiser, or finishing the work of the what would equate to Chala? You fooled yourself. You hung yourself up with your own abstraction. Amar Avinas, Ravina says no. Says no way. Karak Batani says the answer like this. You're right. These two prices on their own are clearly contradictory. One says that you have to stop eating when the work that would bring it to Maisa is done. And one says you're allowed to continue eating all until the work that would bring it to Chala is done. So how do you solve it? So the answer is that these two prices don't exist separately. They exist as one, and because they exist as one, it's clear that they're not a contradiction. It's making a very specific point. I'm Ravino, Karak Batani, you have to put them together and learn them as one. Diet, okay, it's really saying, but Tony, it's saying diet. The Bryson line is like this. When it said by the ox that you can't muzzle when he's threshing, just like threshing, it can be identified by the fact that what? Where the work the work that would mechayev it for Meiser or and Chala hasn't yet been done. And the work is not deep. Also everything where the work of Meiser that would bring to Meiser and to Chala, okay. So anything else, anything where it has to always anything else, any produce that hasn't reached that level, the worker is allowed to eat. But here's the point. The point is like this: that since you put it together, I can't say it's contradictory. The Brisa obviously knows what it's saying. It's not being self-contradictory. Okay, but rather, okay, what does it say? It's saying, listen, if it's stuff that remember, not all produce comes to challah, only the 5 grains. Other produce doesn't come to the challah. It's saying like this, respectively. The way it's saying respectively, those things that come to maisrus but not to challah when they reach the place of maisrus. Those things that come to challah, even after the time of maisrus, all the time of challah, the worker still eats. Those are saying what respectively. Each one, what we call it stud in Hebrew, or we call it English, respectively. Each one has it applied. And that we can only say that, we can't say that when we learn it as two. It's not written in a way that looks directly contradictory. But as one, we can say it. Toshma, okay, now we learn we learned a very interesting point. We learned that we learned earlier that workers allowed to eat the grapes, but he can't eat grapes and salt because that's going to make him eat more grapes. Understand? The boss expects a normal consumption over here, not an enhanced consumption. So you can't eat the grapes and salt because I was saying what I'm saying purposely. If you eat grapes and salt, he's going to have an unfair appetite. When I was in yeshiva, if somebody said when somebody said that they're fleshik, people would say mazel tov. Yeah. They're right. They would mazel yabi. They say mazel tov. I don't. For the first couple of years by my rebbe, I don't even know if there were. I think there were only spoons. I don't think there were any forks in the kitchen. Anyway. So a guy came to yeshiva. He was apparently a wealthy man, and he was making his wedding at the yeshiva, which is a chesed yeshiva. Obviously, he's going to make a wedding. He'll benefit. He'll give a donation to the yeshiva. It's a nice relationship. So he comes up. The wedding was going to be in the evening, and the guy came to mincha just before lunch. The butler sponsor. So he gets up afterwards. He tells the guys in the yeshiva he's very happy with making the wedding. The yeshiva is happy with the yeshiva. They have to celebrate with him. He knows that they're going to. I think it was for his daughter. They're going to enhance the wedding. He says, now, I know that really that yeshiva guys are not really on par with other people. He said, because they're hungrier. He says, so I really want you to be able to come to the wedding with the same level of appetite of my guests. He said, so I'm going to serve a special meal before, just for you guys. So you'll eat a meal before the wedding, and then when you come to the wedding, you'll be even with everybody else, which he did, which was very gracious. But we still doubled the triple. We beat him anyway. We beat him anyway. And then But so the story is like this. So we said there's a normal amount you expect the person to eat. So we said that you can't. If, remember, he couldn't. He's not able to suck the juice out. He has to eat the whole grape. So he said also you can't eat the grape and salt because that's going to somehow magnify your appetite. You can eat a much more a greater portion than a normal person would normally eat a grape. So he said, but we learned the following: Rashai Toshma. Okay. Oh, I buy. So I skipped. He buys. So we have the buy. So we have this question. We know that eating another food with the grapes, we know that's forbidden. But what if I enhance the appetite without another food? Ibayu, they had this question, this query. Can the person heat up the produce with fire? Okay, yeah, toast it. Okay, that's whatever it's gonna toast. It's gonna make it more able to eat more. Is that like grapes and something else? When we learn grapes and something to enhance it's forbidden. But Allah, or is it not? Well, because on the one hand, it's definitely going to make his appetite greater. But since it's not another food, maybe it's a toshma come. I'll try and bring you a food. The owner is allowed to dafka give his workers wine. He can give them wine so they want, so they won't eat so much grapes, or wine in particular. They take away your appetite for grapes. And the workers, on the other hand, they're allowed to dip their bread in salt, okay? Okay, Kadeshi Yofra, and remember, you don't do a lot of grapes. So you see what? Even though they can't eat the grapes and salt, okay, but they can eat the bread with salt, even though it's also going to enhance the appetite for the grapes. So you see that it's fine. So you see, what was your question? Your question was, so you see that what? As long as I don't put something together, another food together with the grapes, okay. Okay. So even though you see what, since so long as I'm not actually eating another food simultaneously with the grapes, I'm allowed to do it because I ate the salt separately. So also over here, I can heat them. Well, I said no, get out of here. There's no comparison. When it talks about it alone, I never had a question about enhancing the appetite of somebody. For sure, you can do whatever you want to enhance your appetite, and that's making the man. That's making the man more able to eat. He says, "Kikum abayim." My question is, pira. Even when it's not simultaneous, I want to know what when you're making the actual produce more desirable. My, that's the point. That's the point. That's my question. So your proof doesn't help me. It says Tashma, it says when it come up with calling off on loving Rashi Umani Yishalim. What happened was the workers are allowed to eat, so they got an idea. They knew, so the guy said, "Listen, why should I eat all along the row? You know, when you have a vineyard, so what gets the most sun? The clusters at the ends of the rows, because their exposure to the sunlight is less. The ends of the rows get much greater exposure to sunlight, and therefore the grapes are sweeter. So the guy is really allowed to eat while he's working. He says, "Heck with this. I'll have a little self-control. I'm not going to eat while I'm walking down the row. Why should I eat the less sweet grapes? I'm going to get the best grapes of all." When I first came to Eretz Yisrael, they were first starting the watermelon industry. So to pick watermelons is a problem because let's say oranges, you pick them, you can put them in a bag. Watermelons are heavy objects. It's hard to go down and pick watermelons and put them someplace. So the system that's used in many places like this, you have two teams. You have a team on foot and you have a team on a wagon. And I said, why is that? You essentially have three teams. You have cutters, throwers, and catchers. And catchers. Why is that? So you have guys. You have the person has to identify all of the. One man walks down the row and identifies all the right watermelons. He cuts them and he just rolls them onto the paper. The second crew finds all the cut watermelons and tosses them to the wagon that's slowly following them to catchers who put them into the basket. So then there's nobody walking back and forth with everyone. So we used to start working very early in the morning, and inevitably, imagine working early, sun just up. That's it, and within the first couple of minutes, somebody misses. The catcher misses. It always happens. The watermelon opens up. Everybody runs over and eats what part? Only the middle, only the heart. The sweetest part of the watermelon is right in the middle. You know that. The edge is that the sweetest part. That's the best part, right? The smack in the middle. And you get ice cold watermelon from the middle, and everybody's happy. It goes back to work. It always happened that way. They always happen to miss somehow, just in time for everybody to get a little breakfast. Yeah. So, yeah. Everybody knows. Everybody knows how to work the system. So the thing is over here, this is a questionable. One of these they used to have uh, there were three levels in the processing plants usually on the farm. There was the best produce actually went for export, and the second best, the other stuff went to Israel, and the other stuff went to the garbage. So when you would sort, when you would sort on the farm, even on the farm, they had conveyor belts to sort. So let's say right was going for export, the left was going for Israel, and the middle one went straight out to the wagon, to the wagon for the garbage. But really, the truth is that the poor people used to stand at the end of the middle conveyor belt and used to grab everything before it fell into the garbage. So a lot of times the sorter, would make sure to put some of the export quality on the middle, one. So poor people would have what to, good things to eat. In any case, so the worker's not abundant. He says, listen, since the Torah allows me what? Since the Torah allows me to eat while I'm working, I'm not going to eat the whole time working. Why should I fill myself up with unsweet grapes? Let me get the sweetest grapes in the world. So he says, I'll have self-control, and I'll only eat when I get to the end of the row, which is the sunniest part of the vineyard, at the very ends. So he says, what they're allowed to do, they're allowed to hold on and not eat, and only eat there. Even though we said what you can't, even though we said what you can't eat the grapes with salt because we make you more grapes. But I'm allowed to have self-control and eat better grapes. They can't toast them up. So he so 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 I okay. So you see clearly that exactly your question. You asked me what if that's the equivalent of eating the grapes with salt. You see what it is the equivalent. That was the answer. And I said, nah, that doesn't prove it. Why? We should become lucky making a mistake. Over there, the reason why I wasn't allowed to toast it wasn't because of the rules of what a worker can eat or not. It was because the rules of a worker are not doing his job. If you're going to take time off from work to toast it, you're stealing from the boss by not doing your work. You're allowed to eat, you're not allowed to go toasting things. But I want to mine. Let's say his wife and his kids are there, they'll toast it for it. We won't take off of work. So over here, you only have a proof that we can't toast it and I could say the reason is really what, because he's stealing by not working. In a case where you could toast it without taking off of work, maybe you're allowed to. Shema, again, I'll try and bring you a proof. We learned lo yahave be'or v'yocham. It says explicitly, a person, we're going to see in a second, the worker is not allowed to toast the produce and eat it. Okay, nor can he heat it up in hot ground and eat it. He can't rub it. You rub it along scrape it along the stone and eat it. Okay, yada yada. But he isn't allowed to rub it from one hand to the other. That he's allowed to do. So you see what? You see clearly that he's not allowed to toast it up. And I said, no. He says also again, the reason why you can't toast it up is because it's not because that it makes him eat more. The reason you can't toast it up is because he's stealing from the boss by not working. And he says, and we say, well, okay, that's the answer. Now, the answer is an answer, but the Gemara is going to try for a second base. We already answered the proof. So you have no proof that you're not allowed to toast. You don't know. We still don't know if that's like eating the salt or not. But how can that stop? Now the Gemara goes a little bit. It turns out to be overkill. Gemara says, no. Not only can I answer that, I can prove that that's the correct one. That it's really talking about taking off the work. Why these talk about the mishum kipur. If you think that the reason why you can't toast it is like you thought is because what? Because it's making the food more edible, and therefore toasting is the equivalent of eating with salt. He says, Sella. He says, Sella my kipur. When on earth is rubbing it along a stone make it more edible? And Mar says. He said, if I put you, that's not about that. He said, no. He says, you don't know horseshoe, no cigar over here. You can answer it, but you can't prove it. Why? Because you're right. It may not significantly make it more edible, but it's impossible that it doesn't make it a little more edible. Toshma, Pauline Shai, Odrin Potato. Again, we're still stuck. We still want to prove the point. Can you toast this stuff or not? It's working. Paul Shai, Odrin Potato. There were workers who were harvesting figs, the golden taman, or they were harvesting dates, or goats around oven, or they were harvesting grapes, or muslimization, they were harvesting olives. They're allowed to eat, and they're putter from Meiser. Get ready, this was my introduction. They're putter from Meiser. Why? Shator Zipula, because the Torah gave it to them. Remember we said what? They're not buyers. Remember we said, at least rabbinically, buyers are obligated to give Meiser. One of the things the rabbis hold that there were things that are called Veya Meiser, that they force you to take Meiser right away. So what? So since the Torah gave it to them, to allow people, they're not considered buyers who have to take Meiser. It's theirs, like they're the boss, and they don't have to take Meiser. However, but Peter and Loyoka, okay, so the Torah gave it to them. They're not buyers. Peter and Loyoka, but they can't eat it in their bread. Why? Because if you eat it together with bread, you're gonna eat much more grapes. Alim cannot lose his rabbis. They're only allowed to eat it with bread if they got permission from the boss. But if they didn't, that they're not allowed because the Torah didn't allow them to eat an abnormal quantity of bread. I below you supposed okay the melech nor to the person dip it in salt and eat it. Now be careful. The Gemara is learning now that what? That dipping in salt is meaningless. Why? Because the salt disappears onto the grape, and it's as if the salt isn't there. So our kasha was, what was our shiloh? Can I eat grapes? I know I can't eat grapes together with salt, but that's when I eat something with the thing. But if I'm just warming it, maybe it's not a problem. So we said the Gemara is learning now that dipping grapes in salt is the equivalent of not eating grapes with salt. It's the equivalent of what? It's the equivalent of just toasting it. Why? Because the salt essentially is nullified to the grape. So there's no salt. So therefore, it's like dipping this grape in the salt is not eating grapes and salt. Dipping the grape in salt is essentially toasting the grape. The Gemara says no. He says it's not true what you say. You think that it's nothing. It's not. Dipping it in salt is the equivalent of is like grapes and something else. It's like eating the grape and something. Okay, because it's extra. And therefore what? And that's clearly, but still, when it comes to toasting, I still don't know. All right, now, but let's look at the Brisa for itself. Well, you're supposed to we say you can't dip it in the salt immediately. I have a concept. We learned in a different Brisa not so. So a person hired a worker to dig for him. For the kashke, he hired the worker to cover up roots of plants. And he's doing his work under the olives. Okay, how is it? He can't eat from the olives. Why? Because remember, he's not allowed to eat by things that are connected. He's only allowed to eat from the stuff that's harvested. So he's working on the stuff that's connected to the ground. Okay, but here, Sachar Limtzar. So let's say he hired him to pick the grapes. Svar Limtzar, he hired him to pick the olives. Svar Lilake, he hired him to pick up fruit that fell to the ground. Okay, then he's allowed to eat, and he's exempt from Meiser. Why? Again, he's not considered a buyer. And the Torah gave it to him, so he's allowed to eat. But now, be careful. Kontatz, if he made a deal with the boss, that it's a case where he's not harvesting, but he made a deal with the boss that he's allowed to eat. So he's not eating because the Torah gave it to him. He's eating because what? Because the boss said he's working, let's say, he's working on produce that's connected to the ground. But he said to the boss, would you let me eat while I'm working? Yeah, so take what you want. So therefore what? So now the rule is what? They made a deal with the boss. Remember, the Torah didn't give it to him. So he's essentially what? He's essentially a buyer. Now we're going to see, so Kotzatz, we're going to see three things rabbinically, three things together with piling, three types of things. Making a deal, making a deal and buying, I want to say, make a deal, or buying, let's see one more. One more. One thing, making a deal, buying, and dipping in salt in conjunction with gathering will make a person chayav.
It goes from the status of being a worker to a consumer.
Yes.
Like a buyer or
yes. But he still needs, remember, we still need some level of gorin of what? Of piling up. So therefore what? So therefore what happens now? Constance, we made a deal. He says, achas, okay, if he eats them one at a time, yochel, he can eat them. Why? Because even though what? Even though you're right, he's a third party, but he still hasn't stored anything up. There's still not chayav ma'aser. But two at a time he cannot eat. Why? Because if we eat one, maybe one, but if we eat two by two, that's enough. That together with the fact that he made a deal, it's also considered piled up. Okay, I'm really giving away the end, but it doesn't matter. Okay, the soap is b'melech v'yochel. The same thing. He can dip it in salt and he can eat it. Okay, now dip it in salt and eat it. Now, I gave away the end of it. It doesn't matter. we had a problem. A minute ago, you told me what? You told me when I dip it in salt, that was the equivalent of what? Of the grape and something, and it was forbidden. But you told me what? I can dip it in salt and I can eat it. Ahaya, well, which law was it talking about? Elay Masef, okay, you want to easily get out of it and say, well, it's talking about the second case where he's essentially a buyer. Cave in the kotzatz, since he made a deal, he can eat how he wants it. Well, who cares? It's only he's not stealing from the boss. He what he wants. It's not a worker issue. It's a buyer issue. Elaboration. So isn't it talking about the first case? Even where what? Where he's working, he's working. He didn't make a deal. And even so, he's still allowed to dip it in, and we see a contradiction. You told me what dipping it in is forbidden because you eat it enhancing it. And see, he can even when he's receiving it as a worker and not as a buyer. Buyer, so buyer says no. He says you're making a mistake. He says the rule of salt, okay, in this brisa has nothing to do with the worker eating from the owner. It's only about what it's a way of showing that the stuff is ready for Meiser. He's an independent entity, like a buyer, but it's showing me what that salting, the dipping in the salt can make him obligated to Meiser. So no kasha, there's no contradiction. Khan, when you told me, excuse me, when you told me that he's not allowed to dip it in the salt, Ma'aretz, that's in Eretz Yisrael, okay? Okay, and Khan, when you told me what, that he is allowed to dip, when he's not allowed to dip it in salt, it's in Eretz Yisrael because it's going to make him chayiv on Maisa. Okay, and this is the B'chutzlaretz, but over there it's the B'chutzlaretz, okay, so he's allowed to dip it in the salt, okay, because he's not chayiv on Maisa, where he's not chayiv on Maisa, so there's no problem. Gemara says what? It says Ba'aretz kavas svisa. In Eretz Yisrael, by dipping in salt, that's enough. That's an important enough step. Okay, but just by dipping in salt to make him chayv ma'aser. But chutzlaretz, but outside of Eretz Yisrael, where it's only a rabbinic obligation to take. Now, not all chutzlaretz. Chutzlaretz, most of chutzlaretz has no even rabbinic ma'aser. Chutzlaretz right around the Eretz Yisrael. There's the Eretz Yisrael is ma'aser from the Torah, and chutzlaretz just around Eretz Yisrael has ma'aser from the rabbis, and chutzlaretz has no ma'aser. So over there, so in chutzlaretz that we're in chutzlaretz around the Eretz Yisrael, where the obligation is rabbinic, lo kavah svisa, then merely dipping into the salt is not enough to koveh it for ma'aser. Rabbi said, get out of here. There's no such thing. There's no way to differentiate between a rabbinic law and a Torah law the way you just did. Is there any such idea that something that from the Torah, that in Eretz Yisrael, where Meiser are from the Torah, that dipping in the salt makes it obligated Meiser, even though it's considered finished, together with the two, with chutzlaretz, lo kavah, spisa, and chutzlaretz, in the areas where it's only rabbinic and it won't work, it's not true. You got to do it. There's no such thing. What's the rule we say all the time? Talking Rabbanan, came the Raisa talking. Always the rabbinic decree follows the rule of the Torah. The rabbis are not going to make rabbinic Meiser different than the Torah Meiser. My Rav, that's what says, no, I can answer it. It's not a problem. It says, Bain, Ba'aretz, no matter whether it's in Eretz Yisrael or Chutzlaretz, Chada. It's going to have the same. It's going to have the same rule. Okay. If it's like this, if the guy did not make a deal with the boss, okay, low cover svisa. So then what? So then salting is not going to make it high on my low cover svisa. Okay. Yeah. It's not a problem. Tarti, okay, kavah svisa. No, if he eats chado, lo kavah svisa. He only eat one at a time. That's not enough to call it gathering. And what? And therefore he doesn't take meiser. Tarti, but he took two, kavah svisa. That's enough. Even as an individual, okay, not an entity, it's enough to make them chayv and meiser. Kotzatz, okay, everybody, because you don't fear the boss. Kotzatz, okay, if he made a deal with the owner, okay, therefore what? It's not a case of eating because he had a right to eat as a worker, not where the Torah gave it to him, where the Torah doesn't give it to him, but the boss gave it to him. Bein sofas or bein lo sofas, regardless of whether he's dipped in salt or not, echas, okay, he can eat one at a time without taking meiser. Shtaim lo yocha, and 2 by 2 he cannot, okay, and 2 by 2 he cannot. And why? Because that's already considered to be what? That's already considered to be gathered together. Why is that? Because okay, and the fact that yeah, one second, if I don't know if I said right, yeah, that's where he did make a deal, right? That's where he did make a deal. Okay, low katsas, but if he didn't make a deal because he made making a deal, okay, and two is enough. He says katsa, okay, low katsas, but if he didn't make a deal, low safas, but he and nor did he saw, okay, ochel stein, then he can eat two at a time, okay, safas efas, but if he dipped it, okay, then one he can eat, stein lo he can't. Now, forgot not the rishus me balabayas, okay, and even though he took permission from the balabayas to eat it, okay, the Ipalilamaisa, okay, why is that? Because that's enough to make it call it tevel, to call it needing to take maisos. We call it svisa, and what? And salting is enough. So the point is what? We said that these three things, that the salting, for making a deal, or becoming an owner, okay, all these three things are enough together with it being gathered is enough to make the point. I have a type to cover svisa, where we learn the idea that two alone is enough with salting. Where do you get the idea that two could be considered gathering? About Masa, the Pasuk says, he comes to the Kamer Dona. Hashem says when the nations are going to attack Israel, going to surround this, Hashem is really ambushing them. And he's gathering together like sheaves, preparing for it to beat them. And saying, so here what? So therefore what? So the minimum plural is the two. So therefore what? It's two is enough. And we'll call that a daf. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I just read an article now, and I remember when I first came to Israel, so they used to have a trip. The orange trees got old, so they produce less fruit. So what they do is they take a very thin instrument and they shave the bark in a very thin unit. When bark is in the upper three sides, but when you make it that thin, the tree starts to die. But it makes this heroic effort to go up, and it's just in time. Instead of dying, it heals the gap, and therefore it produces fruit. It's a famous trick. The tree thinks it's dying, and when it comes back, it's like I used to feel guilty.